Hi there guys, and welcome to another Bloudam episode. So okay, in today's episode, this is a question we've been getting a lot, is how to cast a cast net properly. So Evie's got a foolproof way of casting his net. He's taught me a little bit on how to cast a net. He's helped me out a little bit. So I'm not an expert in casting a cast net. Evie can go this deep into the surf and still cast the net. So he's got a specific way of casting a net. It's very simple and very easy. In today's episode, we're going to go through all the steps of what you need to do. If you're new to the channel, my name is Bloudam. Everybody calls me Blommy because of my surf name. And here we've got Evie. The calves, you know the calves. Evie, you'd have to have a shot of the calves in there. So yeah, Evie's doing Bloudam with us. So yeah, over to Evie. He's going to explain everything you need to know about throwing cast net.
Okay, firstly, if you go buy a cast net, make sure about the length of the cast net. Okay, first thing, because you get different, you get 7 foot, you get 8 foot. I use the 6 foot, you even get down to a 5 foot, as far as I remember.
I think you even get a 4 foot.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, the shorter you are, or if you've got children, you want to start them out, get them a smaller one. Get a 4 for 5 foot. Don't go for the 6 or 7 foot if they're just starting out. It's a little bit easier, it's a little lighter to cast that smaller net. So if you've got kids that want to start casting a cast net, get a smaller one, 4 or 5 foot. And then the taller you are, it's very difficult for me to cast a 6 or 7 foot. I struggle with that.
And then obviously this is your line here. You'll see all the line come together. Don't need to explain what a cast net looks like. From here you get your normal, this is the normal line. Now because of how advanced I became with this throwing net thing, I added an extra piece of line onto the original line. Okay, so I can get a bit more distance out to mullets that are a bit further out. Right, now from here, got your little loop. You always make, I just spliced it in like that. Don't need to worry about that. So you got your loop. What I do is I put the line through there just to get another loop over there, and then I just pull it stiff onto my wrist there. I'm left
On your strong hand.
it's on my weak hand.
On your weak hand.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So my throwing hand is my right hand. Okay. And then we just pull it all together into loops. Please excuse my line, it's been coming on for quite some years. So you just loop that all together. Don't make big loops, otherwise you're going to have a lot of line tangling all over. Make little loops like that. So my line is quite long. Right. And then you grab it on this little, you've got this little white ring here on top here that keeps the net together. So what I do is I just pull it up like that. Shake my nets out before I throw. Something I always do. I put the net to the left of me, whether you left or right, and I just take the skirt of the net and I just throw it out to the side to make sure everything is okay. You know, don't have holes or it's not tangled in each other. So just pull it out like that, and once all that is done, just pull it up, shake it out straight. Again, this is where the length of the net, I'm about, I don't know, probably the net is a little bit longer than me. So that's how I look at the size of a net. Okay, now the throwing part of it. What I do is very simple. I grab it in the middle here, somewhere in the middle. I have this loop. Okay. And I take my hand with all the loops in, with the rope in there, and you just pinch it together. Take this hand out and pinch this part together again. Okay. Now you grab the this little head again. You just keep this side of, this is what I do. And then, okay, before you get to that point, first take the skirt. It's better to, when the net lays in line like this, it's better to take it like in line with your hand. Just put it in this hand. I pinch it with 2 fingers. I see guys do it with their thumbs. Whichever way you feel comfortable with. I tend to take my 2 fingers like this and my thumb. So then I take the bottom of the skirt. You don't want to take it here. You can have a very, very uncomfortable throw. So I take it at the bottom where this part is running down to the bottom of the skirt there. But just long enough to where you're comfortable in keeping it open. Because if you're going to take it all the way down here, show you what happens. You're going to sit with this. So you need to make sure you have it at least where it's like open. Like that, straight and open. So I tend to like just keep it out of my hip, just keep my arm a little bit bent, and then I throw out of my hip. This hand, let's go, is probably like a second later than this hand. So this, you release first with this hand, and the other hand goes last. So you kind of like keep it open, let this thing do its thing, and then you'll see most of the time it's going to take it took me at least 2 months to throw the net properly. So keep practicing, and just keep your lines out of the way if you're gonna do that. But just another thing that I do, when you have that line there, I tend to keep this line with that, just to have control of all that, and you don't have it in the way.
Okay. So if it's basically like hitting a tennis ball, you want that action where the arm is coming through and your shoulder is opening
basically,
up. So it's your one arm is nice and far to the back, like you're hitting a tennis ball, and that arm comes through, and this shoulder opens up so that you can open up that net nicely.
I have an action. Okay, let me put the net down and show you up the net. So once you have your net here, this is my action. So this, you throw this open and then open. So it's basically, that's it. You just throw open and open, but it's gonna happen fast. So again, if you're gonna throw low, just make sure you bend down low and you throw. That's what you do. You get a lot of guys who throw overhead, and that's a
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand in front of Evie. I'm going to take a couple of slow motions so you can see exactly that release of which hand releases first, and then how much later the second hand releases. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to and then I'm also going to do that from a couple of different angles so that you see exactly what's happening. So I'm first going to do front angle or side angle from this side, then I'm going to stand in front of him, and then I'm going to stand on the other side, and we'll show you all the slow motions of those shots, and I suppose some real speed shots as well.
Like we said, loop it up. I'm going to do it a little bit fast now because I'm used to it. Keep your lines nice in order. Shake your net straight. Loop. Take that. Okay. That's it. Okay. Hopefully we can find some fish. Ah, I see some there.
Okay, so now that after Evan has explained to us exactly how to cast the net and what to do, we're going to see if we can actually do it and get a live bait with that. So let's see if he's on the hunt. We did see, as we were coming in with the boat, we did see a couple of liveys around here. So let's see if Evan can find a couple. So this is where that polarized sunglasses comes in very handy. As you can see on the water, there's a glare on the water, and that polarized sunglasses will just take that glare off the water. So then you can actually see the little fishes moving. So it's, yeah, you can also check the shadows on the ground. Sometimes You can see the fish because from the top they look silver and you can't see them in the water, but sometimes the shadows on the ground looks a little bit darker. You can see the shadows. It's a little handy tip that you sometimes can use.
Yeah, another tip that I can give you is, especially when the water is a little bit deeper like this, it's best to, like, you'll see a lot of guys, they'll stalk the fish, they'll drop down low, and just so that the fish don't see you. And especially when you make the throw, try and throw it as low as possible, not right over, because the fish will see the net coming and they'll scatter.
No, that's very important. Cast the net a little bit lower. Try and get it as low as possible to the water.
Try my best to show you. Let's see if I can. There's a bit of a...
You get them?
Yep, I've got a couple. There we go.
But you get the idea, guys. So once you locate your spot where you want to cast your net, use the techniques that Evie showed us now. Important that polarized sunglasses does help a lot. And then hope you guys catch that live bait, and then on that live bait, hopefully you guys can catch that big carp or the big shark, whatever you're looking for with your live bait. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Remember to subscribe, like, leave a comment, and go and buy the merchandise on the shop. Loads of merchandise, tops that we're wearing, the shorts that I'm wearing at the moment. So go check out the online shop, and I hope to see you guys in the next episode.